Hello everyone, welcome back. If you are interested in orthodontics, this video is for you. For those of you that are new here, my name is Erica Correa and I have been pursuing orthodontic residency for a while now, and I'm very happy to announce that I'll be an incoming orthodontic resident this upcoming June of 2025. And with that, I'm going to share with you some tips and basically the application process for a DIA-Pass. So if you're interested in applying for orthodontic residency, this is what you need to know. I'm gonna tell you the very basics, but if you're a first year, second year, this will definitely give you some ideas on what to focus on in dental school to make you a good orthodontic applicant. So first things first, GPA and class rank. Those are definitely the most important aspects of your orthodontic residency application. No matter what anyone says, you definitely want to aim to be the highest ranked student and you want to aim for the highest GPA possible. Now, with that said, if you are a pre-dental student and you know you want to do orthodontics, this may put you at a disadvantage if you end up going to a school that doesn't have a class rank or doesn't have a GPA, because then the orthodontic programs have one less thing to measure you from. Keep that in mind when choosing dental schools. On the other side, if your school is pass or no pass, you're going to have to do either really well on the GRE or you're going to have to show that you are different and that you are an outstanding student by other metrics. All right, now for the next part of the application, letters of recommendation. On a DIA-Pass, you can submit up to 5 letters, but you need a minimum of 3 letters. And usually for orthodontic residencies, one of the letters has to be from an orthodontist. Now, this doesn't apply to all residencies, so you have to look up each individual school. But if you're a first or second year dental student, I recommend definitely trying to find an outside orthodontist that you can shadow. And it would be better if they were also a faculty member at your school, because I think that the faculty letters have more weight because they're in academia, so that's something to keep in mind. You also don't need an outside orthodontist letter, they just have to be an orthodontist. So if you can get a letter of recommendation from the program director of orthodontics, who is an orthodontist, that would be the best idea. So start off early, start shadowing at your school's orthodontic clinic. You need to make these connections. It really depends on these letters of recommendation, really depend on who you know. So get to know people that know other people in orthodontics, because this part is really important. And if you think about it, every applicant that is applying to orthodontics is going to have great letters of recommendation, because why would someone write a letter for someone and not make it good? Why would they waste their time writing a bad letter? So all these letters are going to be good. So it really depends who this letter is from. So are they a chair of an orthodontic department? Are they the dean of the school? Are they a really well-known person? So these are the letters and the letter writers that you want to seek out. So start early. Another thing you can do is you can do an externship at other programs, so you can get to know other orthodontists there, other faculty members there. You can also get involved with research at your own dental school. This would be great because then first you can add research to your application, which looks amazing. And then you can also get a letter of recommendation from your research mentor, and you'll have more to talk about at your interviews. So that's something I really recommend, adding research to your entire dental school experience. All right, speaking of research, the next part of the DIA-Pass application is your CV. So your CV is extremely important, and this is going to tell the story of who you are professionally. It's going to have all the schools you've attended. You can also put your GPA on there. It's going to include your research experience, any poster presentations you've done, any research publications. It's going to include all your extracurricular activities that you did in dental school. So make sure you're involved in leadership. Definitely make sure you're involved in the ortho study club at your school. You want to have experiences in the community. So at my school, for example, we had mobile clinic and we had this program called a UTA where you would volunteer like on the weekends. So there's different programs that your schools offer. Get involved with as many as you can, and then pick a couple that you enjoy more, because then these would be the activities that you can describe in your personal statement and discuss in your interviews. Another thing that you can do at your dental school are selective programs and internships. So if they offer an orthodontic internship or an orthodontic selective program, you definitely want to be a part of that. Definitely shadow in the ortho clinic, because the ortho residents may have a decision, may have like input on whether you get an interview or whether you're accepted into their program. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, the next part of your application is the personal statement. So this is a 1 to 1.5 page essay describing why you want to be an orthodontist and why the school should take you as an orthodontic resident. So this is similar to dental school, like your dental school personal statement, but it's geared towards ortho. And you definitely want to start from scratch, start all over, start from the beginning, and tell them why you want to be an orthodontist and why they should take you. So definitely start early, because you want to have multiple revisions, have people edit it, have people give you their feedback, because this is going to be what makes you different. Everyone that is applying to orthodontics has a good GPA, has a good class rank, is involved in so many extracurricular activities. Most of them probably have research experience. What makes you different is how you grew up, what you're passionate about, your hobbies, what makes you you. That's what's going to set you apart from all the other applicants. And in this personal statement, you just have to be able to articulate that in writing. So you definitely want to give yourself time to write and rewrite your thoughts and have other people review it. And lastly, the last thing that you need for your application are test scores. So your INBDE test score, when I took the test, it was NBDE part 1 and part 2. Now, if you're doing the integrated, you just need that score. So make sure you study and pass that exam. And the other test that you need in order to apply for orthodontic residency is the GRE. Now, I don't like this test. I'm so excited to never think about this test again, but let me tell you a little bit about it. So it includes a writing section, and it also has a math section, and it also has a reading comprehension section. So basically the sections that you don't do in dental school, which is why most people don't enjoy the GRE, but it's a test that you have to do. And you have to study for it. So give yourself a couple months to study for it. And if you want to apply during your 3rd year of dental school, which is the time that you would have to apply in order to attend orthodontic residency right after graduation, then you would have to take your GRE either your 3rd year of dental school or your 2nd year of dental school. Find a summer where you're not too busy, maybe 3rd year, because at this time you're probably done with your board exams, or you can even take it earlier. If you want to even take it before entering dental school, that might actually not be the worst idea, because these scores are valid for 5 years. So something to keep in mind. Since we're talking about the GRE, this paper published in 2019 in the Angle Orthodontist showed that the GRE failed to provide any predictive utility for orthodontic residency performance. Overall, the GRE failed to demonstrate a predictive relationship with performance on the ABO written examination. Dental school GPA and or class rank appear to be the most predictive numerical parameters for orthodontic residency performance. Younger recent dental graduates from U.S. dental schools appear to exhibit a higher level of performance in an orthodontic residency. So there you have it. That's what the research says. Okay, so that's everything that you need for your application. Just to recap, the most important parts are your GPA. You also need to have everything that makes you you and why you're the perfect applicant on your CV. You have to have a beautifully written personal statement, and you need to have all these test scores. So now after you send in your IDEA Pass application, most of the schools will have a supplemental fee. Some may even have a supplemental application. So keep that in mind. It's extremely expensive to apply for ortho, but it's worth it. So just keep it in mind. Now, how many schools should you apply to? Apply to as many as you can, because it's difficult to get accepted into orthodontic residency because there's not enough spots and there's way too many people applying, which makes it very difficult to become accepted. So you want to maximize your chances, apply to as many schools as possible. So after you submit your application, you'll be invited for interviews, hopefully, and the interviews take place around September and October. Let's give you the scenario as if you're trying to attend orthodontic residency right after graduating from dental school. You would apply your third year of dental school. The application opens around springtime, and then interviews will be announced around August, September. You'll start to interview September, October, up until November. And then in November, that's when match day for orthodontics is. You can also apply to non-match programs, but they'll have to let you know in November as well, because that's just when everyone finds out. So November is when you find out if you've matched into a program or if you've been accepted into an orthodontic program. The match is a whole other topic. Let's say you interviewed at 5 schools. You'll rank those schools depending on which school you'd rather, which is like your top school, then second, third, fourth, fifth, and then the school will rank you as well, and then you'll basically get matched into a program. Although it's also possible to not match. And then there's this other thing called post-match. So on match day, if you don't match, usually you find out if you match or if you don't match at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You'll get an email saying, congratulations, you have matched. Or you'll get an email saying that you didn't match at the same time. If you didn't match, at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there will be a post-match list that you can find on the National Matching website. Although for orthodontics, usually there are no programs, or there's like one program that has one spot available. So it's really hard to post-match into ortho. Unless you want to go to Georgia School of Orthodontics. The school historically has had post-match positions available, although it is a very expensive program and you cannot take out federal financial aid. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, one thing that I would like to say, I think it's easier to be accepted into orthodontic residency if you apply your third year and are accepted so you can go into orthodontic residency right after dental school. I also think that your best chances of getting into an orthodontic residency would be at your own dental school. So if you're really interested in orthodontics and you know that's what you want to do, I would choose a dental school that has an orthodontic program, because it's difficult to get into ortho residency, and historically the schools that have orthodontic programs, they at least take 1 or 2 of their students. So that increases your chances by a lot. At my dental school, for example, I went to USC, and they historically have always taken 3 of their own dental students. But if you don't get into the ortho program as a dental student, so for example, if you take a year off to work, or if you do a different residency program, your chances of getting in decrease. At least that's what I've heard. Or it makes it a lot harder for you to get in because you're pooled with all the other applicants that are not from USC. Even though if you went to USC and took some time off, you still went to USC. Anyway. All right. Well, that wraps up the orthodontic application process. Now, if you didn't get accepted and you're interested in what to do if you were not accepted, I will make a different video explaining your options, such as GPRs or orthodontic internship programs. So stay tuned. I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you so much for watching.